In this brief video, I'm going to introduce the award-winning Brand Arrow framework and how it can deliver a brand strategy in a single day. Once done, it will deliver a crystal clear idea about what your brand stands for, what it needs to achieve, how relevant you are to customers, and why those customers should buy from you and not the competition. And you'll see the arrow is surrounded by text boxes that provide the space for you to answer a series of questions. Simply put, we look at a question, come up with a range of responses which we discuss, and then land on one or a combination that we feel is right. Okay, so let's have a look at the different elements that make up the brand arrow. At the back of the arrow, you'll find the flight or the feathers, whose job it is to keep the arrow's direction straight and true. And this is where we house the brand vision. And its role is to keep the brand going in the right direction. Once the vision is defined, it allows us to ask, what do we have to help us get there, our drivers, and what will slow us down, our barriers? So now we move to where the brand arrow is pointed. Who is your brand aimed at? And we start by defining the most important audiences your brand needs to engage with. Whilst we need to understand what makes our audiences different, we really need to get to what characteristics do they all share? Because of course we only have one brand and it needs to be relevant to all of them. Let's now move to the stem of the arrow, which contains the elements that will make up the brand's key messaging. First up, two simple questions. What's the customer problem and how do we solve it? Once done, we move along the stem of the arrow and define the 5 key benefits of the brand and its 5 key features. The final element of the messaging content is to ask the question, what makes our brand different or distinct from others doing similar things? Based on everything above the stem of the arrow and the shared characteristics of our audiences, we have all we need to write our key messaging. And this leaves us with the final part of the brand arrow, the point. So now we can start to use the brand arrow to inform how to develop the brand strategy. Think of it as a pool of knowledge that you and your team have developed, and so now you can draw on that knowledge to make good decisions about your brand strategy. Let's start with your values, words that describe the character of your brand. Look across the brand arrow and see what words keep cropping up. This will give you a great sense of the values of your brand. And then ask yourself, is there a value that influences them all? And if so, that's going to help you define the brand positioning. What's at the heart of your brand? What makes it unique? Finally, you'll have all you need to write the proposition or slogan. A few words to simply introduce your brand. It's almost like an open door for your customers to walk in and engage with your brand. You'll also see we can now write the value proposition or elevator pitch based on the customer problem, how you solve it, and what makes you different. So, that's the tour. All this, by the way, is captured in my award-winning book, What's Your Point?, which can be purchased from Waterstones or Amazon. To find out more about the Brand Arrow, get brand strategy insights, book a Brand Arrow workshop, or find out when the next free taster workshop is, please scan the QR code or visit thebrandarrow.com. Thanks for your time, and I hope to see you soon.